What up, though, everybody? What's good? It's your boy Spence Crosby, aka Faiska. You already know what it is. I'm bringing it. I'm bringing that fire. I'm bringing that lightning. I'm bringing it all, baby. And we here. We got Professor Ill Will.
Woohoo! New way of coaching, baby.
And then we got Tyler's Wellness.
Helping open-minded individuals make themselves a priority.
So what's good with y'all, man? So we sitting outside right now, just kicking back, relaxing. You know, we got the beautiful days and, well, summer days of summer. I said summer days of summer. That should be a rap song. So anyways, so yeah, man, we got to go ahead and pour up this tea real quick.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
All right.
Okay, Tyler, doing the honors.
I will do.
So I'm not going to drink tea today. I'm going to have some water.
Okay.
And,
Fill this cup with water.
yeah.
So all y'all out there, man, make sure y'all grab y'all cups, man. Fill it up with something good.
Fill it up.
We about to drop some knowledge. Tell them why you not drinking tea, man.
Just because,
What's going on?
I really want to hydrate today, and I want to get as much water as I can in preparation for the 24-hour fast tomorrow.
Oh, word. Okay.
So I'm really was like, all right, let me go ahead and eat a little earlier than usual, just to see, you know, what happens. And yeah, 8 o'clock, I'm done eating until 8 o'clock tomorrow, 8 o'clock at night. So yeah, I'm gonna stay hydrated as much as possible, drink as much water as possible. I am up in weight right now, so that is a good thing because my handstands today were like, oh, it felt solid. And I was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, I got a little extra weight, so that's even better. So anyways, let's actually go ahead and drink up real quick, man, before we proceed with the topic.
So yeah, setting an intention.
Yes.
Do with this one.
Man, I got one.
Yeah.
The intention is be yourself.
Being yourself.
The importance of being yourself. I got my gallon of wine about to be like, what if I just like pushed it like hard, like
Might mess up this new mic. We got a new mic, man, for all y'all
oh
listeners.
yeah, we never said
We
that.
didn't even tell him, man. But this is a new mic, man. So hopefully y'all can hear us loud and clear.
It's
And
a lot better, man.
We didn't improve the quality of this podcast just for y'all, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, it's a lot better. A lot better. We ain't gotta switch things and move things around and whatnot. But anyway, look, so do you guys know the flavor, by the way? It's the easy one.
Turmeric.
Yeah, but what else though? Yep.
Turmeric and ginger.
Yep. So it's a blend right there. Wish I should have had some because I had a little bit of intense training today. But anyways, look, man. So I want to discuss a topic that I think is very important, and it is called divine masculinity. But most importantly, divine masculinity and how to stay focused. And you hear that group term, divine masculine, and you want to know, like, what is that? It sounds very like mystical and metaphysical, but really, in reality, it's a simple thing, in my opinion. Divine masculine is a form of masculinity that has accepted the feminine side, but most importantly, communicates, and is not afraid to be emotional. And I say emotional because a lot of times people think being emotional is a bad thing. Oh, you're emotional, you this, that, and the other. We're emotional driven beings. This is what the whole human experience is about. This is what the organic experience is about. We're all emotional to some level of degree. However, it's when your emotions consuming and you react out of emotions, that's where the issue lies. So, like, my emotions were this morning, hey, I got some nice handstand push-ups in. And I was really elated. So it was like I was emotional for that moment. And, you know, we're going to link that to the divine masculine. However, I'm just trying to touch on being emotional. There's nothing wrong with that. I really want to just clear that up, man. I hate that shit so much when people just be like, you're emotional. You're emotional. Because I used to hear that. You know, I'm an emotional guy. And at times I do let my emotions run ahead of my seeing. I remember there was an incident that happened. This is about 4 or 5 years ago. I think my brother was sparring this guy, and he caught my brother with a late hit. And I was about to jump over the ropes and go fire on the dude.
Clock him one, good one.
You know, I was about to hit him hard. And then my brother was like, no, I'm good. He's straight. You know, it happened. And the other dude, the other coach in the corner was like, he's an older guy. He was like, you got to control your emotions. I was just like, this motherfucker, he really said that? And at that point, I was like, yeah, he's right. Got to control my emotions, man. So I have to say, you know, don't let your emotions control you. However, realize we are emotional beings. Emotions is not just anger, sadness. It's all types of things. Energy and motion. So yeah, that was my whole dissertation on emotion. But we're here to talk about divine masculine. And like I said, it's being in touch with yourself. You know, a lot of times in the 50s and 60s or whatever, the masculine thing was men don't cry, men do this, men do that. And it's just like, oh, man, it was so toxic in nature because it's just like we're told that we can't cry. We were told we can't, like, show this other side. We're told that we have to always remain strong. And you can definitely see that people are still holding that very same concept alive to this day because you still see people like they're just they're stiff, they're tense, man. And so I think being divine masculine, the arrival of that concept is really nice because we need that. The divine feminine is here, as I think it is. Um, I see more and more of it being expressed. Now we need the divine masculine to fully express itself and to that way we can become better beings. So what you guys think?
Yeah, you hit on some really good points there, man. I think I want to let you talk the whole time.
I didn't want to, man. I'm just like, oh man, I feel like I'm just like going and going.
Keep going in, but yeah, even that was for me. Growing up, my parents were kind of like Generation X, grandparents, the boomers, and you kind of grow up in that phase. Football coaches is just like, hey, just man
That's
up.
a big one, man. That's a big one.
You can't let your emotions man up. You don't go to the hospital if you got a problem. Just take an ice pack or sleep it off. So it's kind of like I think coming from that, I think I had a little bit of that.
Man,
personally, and you just got to overcome it. And kind of got to go with the flow and kind of go with how you feel, man. Because if your shit hurts, man, you might need to go to the hospital. You might need to. I wouldn't say take medication. Natural remedies, if so. Fix your diet and stuff. But yeah, that's definitely a concept that I think that people need to move past. Be able to kind of, rather than be so super masculine and charged up and really into it, more masculine, but also allowing those emotions to come in to play. Because, like you said, we are emotional beings. As humans, we feel emotions. You feel sorrow, you feel sadness, you feel happiness, you feel joy. And one of those, the main thing I can say is to allow yourself to feel those emotions. You don't have to necessarily act on the emotions. You might get cut off in traffic, and the dude cut you off in traffic, and you're late, and you're pissed now. Okay, you don't gotta go and try to chase him down and smack his car and do all this type of extra stuff and flip him off. Just be like, okay, I'm pissed. Why am I pissed? Maybe I should just sit and feel that feeling of pissed real quick,
That's real,
so
man.
that you can work through it and process through it, because I feel like a lot of people, it's either, people will act on it, they're like, oh, I'm pissed in traffic, and go and smack the guy and whatever it is, try to flip him off or whatever. Or you got the opposite, who's the guy who's like, oh, like, I'm pissed, it's alright, I'm just gonna like repress it inside, and later my wife's talking to me about something, she's trying to get me to watch the movie or something, and I'm like just like nonchalant, I'm just pissed, still pissed from the dude who cut me off in traffic, and nobody's even realizing what's going on. So
there's been incidents of that happening, like where people would get cut off, and I think this happened in New Orleans. There was a football player. His name is Will Smith. He was a defensive end, from for the Saints. I remember because I used to be having the football, and so I think he was killed because of a road rage incident.
wow.
I think I forgot how the whole occurrence happened, but pretty much I think he was shot and killed, and it was like, damn. All because of that moment, that split moment, those emotions just surged and he couldn't control them. And I think a lot of times our society, man, we repress those emotions so much, especially as males. And more specifically, I hate to bring this into it, but even black males. I think black males definitely are the ones that are, we're targeted a lot. We're told we can't do this and that. It's almost like we're treated as inhumane. Just like what you call it, what she deemed in the 90s. What was her name? Hillary Clinton. She called black males super predators.
Super.
Yeah,
Jesus
and
Christ.
it's like, wow, it's like you're bringing that inhumane characteristic to you're categorizing this person as inhumane, and then it's just like you take their life. It's like, oh, they're a super predator. I did a world a better favor. You know what I mean? It's just fucked up. You think about it. You know what I mean? So it's just like a lot of times a lot of that weight is carried on us. We're not releasing. That's why I think you see a lot of violence in our communities, because we're not. That divine masculine is lacking, and that's tied to not having a father, having women raise the men, and then they have that masculine energy, and they're emotional, and then the son is emotional, then he goes to the road emotional, and we're just in a constant state of hurting each other. Whereas other communities don't have that, but all that is linked to other things. Most importantly, poverty. I'm telling you, poverty is like
the destruction, the economic destruction.
Yeah, it's like it's not because of black.
America.
It's poverty. That's all it is poverty. But that's a whole nother podcast you could talk about, because that's a systematic thing. So yeah, like the divine. I didn't want to cut you off. Did you have something to add too, bro?
Not really on this one yet.
Okay. So I think the divine masculine, just to give you guys a point simple definition, is being masculine in a way that you accept who you are. I think we'll hit it right, the nail right on the head with that, is accepting who you are, accepting your feelings. I think a lot of times we don't accept our feelings, and we repress them, and we, like you said, you go home, you might be nonchalant towards your wife, you might go off on your wife, you might beat your kids, all because somebody cut you off and you still pissed off about that. And it's like we have to find positive ways of releasing that. And I think through meditation, through exercise, I think, hell, even eating healthy, I know even eating healthy allows you to release those emotions. When you backed up for the shit, man, you know how pissed I'd be pissed off, man. When I be
I'm
like,
uptight.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when them rock solid shits be hitting that toilet, you be like, boop, boop. You be like, fuck, man, I got bad shit. I'd be pissed off about that, man. But when it just like drops and it floats and it's just like, I ain't have to struggle at all.
Solid.
Man, you know what I'm saying? You feel so much. I know it's a lot of information, y'all, man. But y'all already know this is what we doing Fill Your Cup podcast, man. We filling y'all cups up right now. So that's what divine masculine is. And so now you're seeing it a little bit more. It's starting to manifest a little bit more. But I think it's still being repressed, man. It's still like, now you have this feminine culture that's like the whole like women's movement and all this stuff. Now it's like I heard one instance when I think a woman said a man that was lifting that was toxic or something like that. Like a man lifting weights was toxic. Like testosterone is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, wait, what? We need that. We need masculine men. We need this. You see this shit, like the lack of a masculine frame. I mean, you see it, man. And we need that divine masculine to be expressed a lot more than what it is now, man. I think a lot of issues that we have now is because we have a lack of masculine energy, divine masculine energy, man. We don't have that. We need to accept our feeling. We need to communicate. I still have a hard time doing that shit.
Communication's a skill, yeah.
It's a skill, yeah.
You know, sometimes I like communication. Sometimes I'm messed up.
It is, and it's just like having been in a relationship. Sometimes my girlfriend might ask me, what's wrong? And I'm like, nothing, or nothing. I gotta come off as strong. So that trauma's still there, where I'm like, I can't tell her that because it'll characterize me as being weak, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, is it? Am I just letting my ego kind of like, no, your ego's getting in the way. It's okay to express, but express in a way that you still remain masculine. Don't like, no, just be masculine about it still.
A single tear.
Yeah, or something like that. Like
with a stoic face.
I kid you not. I was watching that Demon Slayer movie. I think
You said you cried, yeah.
Yeah, like I legit, like
I cry, man. You ain't gonna see me cry.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you ain't gonna see me, but
maybe one day.
Right.
Maybe tears of joy.
I'm not gonna lie. Certain moves that I practice, once I get them, I know I'm gonna like cry. I know I'm gonna cry when my son arrives. Like I know I'm gonna cry. That's gonna be a given. But it's just accepting who I am, and I think that's what it is, bro. Accepting your feelings. I mean, it's simple, but it's hard.
Yeah. You keep saying that feel. I remember, I think it's Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee. He's talking to the young dude trying to get him to practice the kicks, and he's like, he smacks him on the head. He does it one time wrong, and he smacks him on the head. He's like, don't think feel. It don't relate to
No, but that's
what we're talking about,
true.
really. But
Feel.
I guess it does.
No, it does, because everything is based. That's what I'm saying. It's okay to be emotional, but not let it consume you to the point where you cause destruction. You know what I mean? But life is about feeling, man. You know what I mean? Like, you see athletes when they just in the zone, they don't think about. They just feel. They
Right.
just boom.
Go with the flow.
Just go with the flow. And I think we have to really start to feel more, man, and be more empathetic and sympathetic towards each other. Because, man, you see the absence of the shit. Why we having so much trouble in society, man. But I want to link that now to, like, how do you stay focused? I think a lot of divine masculine too is communication, expressing yourself, accepting your feelings, being in touch with both nature, characteristics or of your of who you are, eliminating distractions as much as possible. That's what I want to talk on too. Is like, how do you stay focused? You know, let's say for instance, you're a divine masculine guy, or not even divine masculine. You're trying to get that divine masculine and just being focused. How do you get to that point? You got so many distractions. You got pornography. You got drugs. You got all this COVID shit, mass media, entertainment. All these things distract you from the divine masculine. Tapping into that energy, the divine person that you really are. How do you stay focused?
I'll jump in on this one real quick. So personally, in my past and everything, I've had a lot of time when I had a lot of female influence, throughout my life. Like my mom and grandma were primarily my main two from like first grade up through eighth, and we moved over here. My dad and everything is back in kind of not like he was gone or anything, but it's just like our living situations. He was over here working and trying to supply while we're in Flint and trying to let me go through school and everything too. So a lot of that influence and stuff kind of gave me more of like an emotional intelligence and everything too. So when I'm over here now having more influence like with the masculine and everything, I'm able to sort of balance both, not recognize when my emotions are trying to take me somewhere else and kind of go back to my goals. I write down what I want to achieve, and I recognize like my thought patterns. Like, am I thinking towards this goal, or are my thoughts right now because of some other situation? And if I'm thinking this way, is it going to lead me to that goal? If that makes sense, And so basically staying focused is just coming back to my goals and asking myself, are the actions I'm taking right now moving me towards it or away from it?
That's a very logical way of looking at things. You see how you explain it in a way that you went back to like that base, like a base form, like, oh shit, am I achieving, how do I get to that point where I stay focused? And you look at, am I achieving my goals? You really hit the nail on the head with emotional intelligence, man, because that's an underrated characteristic that people have, that they don't have, is a lot of times, emotional intelligence. Like, explain to them, man, what's emotional intelligence to you?
Well, for me, it's sort of like how we were talking about earlier. If you get into that anger, and then you just sort of release it, and then you're like, later you might think about it, why did I do that, right? So instead of me, like back in the past, I'm always in my head. I used to always be in my head. Now I'm more or less like able to suppress those thoughts a little bit and manage them a lot better. So, when I felt those emotions come up, I was really analytical, and I think like, okay, so why am I feeling this way? Is this really effective for me to feel? And if I act on this, is it going to help me again, like towards my goal, or is it going to hinder me? Because I know, like, as a black male, if I do something, that might hinder me longer than someone else doing something.
That's
you
real.
Know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I know what my actions are going to do, and if I act on this emotion, it's going to really like put me back. So like thinking about my emotions more often, I guess kind of grows my intelligence, where I'm like, okay, if I express anger in this way, it's not really effective. But if I communicate that I'm angry or that I'm not pleased with the circumstance or situation, I can figure out where communication went wrong, or try to figure out how we can get to, what I want to actually achieve. If it's a group project and people are doing wrong things, how can I communicate the right actions that I want to happen?
Right.
And just like trying to be smarter with it.
So, and then like when you saying all that, it made me think about, it gave me this vivid picture of once again, like, black communities, and we see the lack of emotional intelligence, but most importantly, we see the lack of a masculine frame, because like you said, your dad was over here giving you, supplying you the family, taking care, providing for the family, so that way you can live the life that you want to live, that you need to live. And so that's why I think both parents are so essential, man, because on one aspect, you got the woman, you have that feminine energy. On the other aspect, you have the masculine, the male, the masculine energy. And I think that's just so important in both in the household, man, because me growing up in not even a primary, it is what it is. Like, I was raised by my mom. So, like, I saw, when I look back on who I was, I'm like, damn, I was very emotional. Like, I was consumed by my emotions to a point where it's just like, damn, control yourself. And I still see some slight, like, it will manifest, it wouldn't manifest fully, but it will, like, I could feel like, damn, control yourself. So I always try to make it a big step in my life to make sure my brother wasn't as emotionally driven or consumed by that emotions as much as I was. And so, like, we need more of that in emotional intelligence. But like I said, that divine masculine, man, we need that masculine frame in our lives, because you see it now, man. Like, shit, just the violence, the destruction, man. Man, I was watching, what you call it? You guys ever heard DJ Vlad? DJ Vlad is like this entertainment guy, man. He has a YouTube channel. He had like a lot of subscribers, like over a million. Anyways, he was interviewing this guy. It's a rapper from New York. He's like 40 something now. I think he came from the Bronx. So, anyways, he was talking about a situation where he killed his baby mother's brother. So he took the life of the uncle of his child. Like, damn, I couldn't imagine killing my girlfriend's brother. I've taken that uncle aspect from my son. That's fucked up. So we just, like, he was talking about a situation. The dude apparently said to him on the phone. The whole thing unraveled like this. He was trying to tell his baby mom called him. Was like, hey, could you give me some money for this? And Cash App, all that shit wasn't around. So he's like, okay, I don't want to do that. Can you ask your brother? So he get on the phone with the brother, actually, with her brother. He's like, hey, can you give her the money? He's like, no, I'm not giving her shit. So he's like, okay, well, can you give her the money that you owe me? And he's like, no, fuck you, I ain't giving you none either. You suck my dick. Key words, suck my dick.
It's a masculine device.
So he heard those words. I guess in New York, you don't say shit like that. So he said, okay, I'll be over there. When he said he was going to be over there, he was over there. You know what he did? He killed him. Shot him. Out of emotion. Just pure emotions. And it was just like, my brother was, while we was watching it, and my brother was like, I bet he didn't have his father in his life. And I guarantee he didn't either. I'm willing to bet he didn't have his father in his life, because a lot of times the father serves as that. Not saying women don't. Nah, I don't want to say, I'm not trying to come off as saying women don't have that either. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of times men, we have that, like, sort of like that rock solid, like, nah, don't react out emotions, control yourself. And so I'm willing to bet he didn't have that. He killed him. So anyways, I'm just like, damn. My brother had said that. I'm just like, yeah, you see that. And I look at the past, when I used to teach martial arts at the YMCA, I would see some of the young guys react out of emotion. You would hear like, oh yeah, my mom. Really hear, you didn't really hear your dad. And if you did hear your dad and you still acting like that, it's part of me like, okay, did your dad have a dad? You just see it. By the way, look at that. What the hell is that right there? Y'all see that animal?
Oh, right over there.
Yeah, I just seen it.
Is that a groundhog?
Yeah.
He's gone.
Yeah, I saw him
getting his rounds, rolling, finding them nuts. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find out. Yeah, what he is. But you just see the absence of the divine masculine or the mask. You just, man, it's so important. And I know we were talking earlier about the absence of a masculine frame. Man, you see it so much.
Yeah, it's funny you say that, because I actually grew up with mostly males in my life. And growing up, naturally I'm kind of like an emotional guy. I don't know, the Cancer or whatever is like sensitive kinda.
You hear that, yeah.
So I mean, growing up, I had these male figures around me, and I look up to them, and they're cool. And I kind of got real comfortable, kind of being more emotional, because I was like, well, I'm not gay, I'm not soft. I got these guys around me and stuff. So I was like, I know I'm a man, so it's all good, So I kind of embraced that emotional side more. You know, like where the ladies at? Can we do soft stuff, guys? You know? And I feel like that's definitely helped me, man, to have that rock solid kind of foundation of like I know who I am, I'm strong. Um, I'm not afraid to really uh, show my emotions, and I'm not really. I don't have to go off and fly off the hinge and get real angry and all this type of stuff. And yeah, I definitely feel like it has helped me. And then another thing you were talking about too is like that divine energy, that divine masculine energy. It's kind of lacking in a lot of the black community, a lot of young black males, especially. You know, um, without that father figure, without that rock solid support, you know, I can imagine you're naturally in a state of emotional discontent. You know, um, maybe charged up. Uh, and I feel like it's more of anything is once you can kind of come to a place of wholeness, you know, once you can kind of come to a place of being comfortable knowing who you are, um, and having the essentials covered, you know, the rent, the house is good, everything's we're well supported, there's a good foundation under us. You can kind of let go of a lot of that like animalistic and kind of over emotional and really charged state. And you can kind of move on to like how can we help people? How can we help other people? How can we help and make other people's lives better? And how can we make other people happy? And one of the key figures I see who is really like a divine masculine energy was like Nipsey Hussle, because I look to him and I see he's open to share about his philosophy, about where he came from, about what he went through, and to also kind of like, you know, get the youth off of, you know, want to sell the dope and shoot guns and join a gang and stuff because it's cool, because, you know, that's what the masculine persona is supposed to do. No, that's not always the case. You don't have to do that. You can start a business. You can, you know, help others around. You can be secure, doing whatever it is that you're good at. You know, maybe the homies they might not think it's so cool that you're an artist or whatever, that you draw, and they'd rather have you pick up a gun and join a gang and do some violence and make yourself look cool. But you don't have to do that. He kind of, I think he was a really well-rounded person. I think he really helped to kind of spread that narrative of being open and being able to honestly express yourself.
I think that's a good example, Nipsey Hussle, because you think about it, like it's just not only his persona but his success. I mean, man was very successful, and he showed not only, and you hear the videos, you watch the videos, and you hear what he's talking about early. Like, I think this had to be, he probably no later than 23, man. The shit he was talking about,
ahead of his time.
Oh, ahead of his time. I mean, this guy's talking about real estate, importance of investing, and community. I'm like, damn, you knew this shit at this age?
Right.
Most 23-year-olds don't know that shit. You know what I mean? Like, the stuff he was talking about, and then on top of that, he already had the street respect. You know what I mean? So it's just like, dang, you know, you got the street knowledge, you got the knowledge, you're the whole package. Then you have influence. And it was almost like, damn, a figure like that taken out
by an
emotional, and I'm like, damn, did he have his
character?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, control yourself, man. Like, and I think if we had more of these talks, man, and we had more ways to release that energy in a positive way, you know, I think that would be way more helpful.
Yeah, what I usually add on is like kind of three phrases that I kind of live by: what we do, what we know, and what we believe. And the reason why is because the actions that we take, you know, what we do is based off the information that we currently have. And if we change that information, if we learn new things, we believe different things, and their actions change. So, like, if you're a person who right now is acting off emotion, you just have to maybe learn how to manage that emotion. Go and, you know, Google search or anything. You can start to, you know, feed yourself more knowledge, which will change the beliefs that you have. And then when you get in a situation where you would have reacted, now you can respond better.
I love the way this kind of off, like how the way you resolve things, because it's like me. I'm like a guy like, do this shit simple. Tyler's like, he gives you like the blueprint. You know, I like that because it's like not everyone's gonna be like, oh, I want it simple. I want a blueprint. Like I think that's really helpful, bro.
Break this shit down.
Yeah. Break it down. Provide a blueprint. And provide like I think it's like it's the term that we use to memorize things. Is it like a mnemonic or something like that? Where you know what I'm talking about? Like
Equation.
say, huh? No, not equation. It's like in anatomy phys when I was in college for that brief time. It was like to memorize a muscle. He would give us like a mnemonic or something like that. It's not called that. It's something similar, but basically it's like if you have the word muscle, right? And you say M is this, U is this, S,
like
C. It's not. It's a word for it.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, and that's why I think about Tyler when he does that stuff. It gives me that like, oh, even though he didn't create that, it just like kind of reminded me like, oh, how you can really break things down to be like what I do. The second one was don't tell me. It's what I do, actions.
What I know.
Yeah, what I know. Yeah, what I know, and then what I believe.
Yep.
And it's like when you get to break those things down, it's like okay, cool. It makes more sense. So I like the way you resolve those things, bro.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. So
and you can change all three of those things at any given time.
Any given time. So I like that.
Your beliefs, your knowledge, and
it's gonna change what you do.
What you do. Yeah.
It really is gonna change what you do. And that's what I do want to tie into the last bit of the podcast is, which we touched on it briefly, is how to stay focused. And I think a lot of that, it's difficult to stay focused, man. Like I think I had a conversation with somebody the other day, yesterday or the day ago. I think it was with my pops. And distractions, man, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, man. Like I could be on Facebook, scroll through, and I see some bullshit. I'll just hop off. You know, I'm at that point now. I'm like, why even open the damn app? It's full of distractions. But sometimes when I see people post, I'm like, you are distracted, yo. Like you really wonder why nobody's like supporting you, or you wonder why you're not seeing the success. Like the biggest thing, I saw a poll on YouTube, and it's by vidIQ, and they said they did a poll. They said how many of you guys are at 1,000 subscribers or 4,000 hours of watch time, and 73%. Said neither. Neither. 73. I'm just like, damn, I remember that point. But it's just like, you know why? And you click on one of the comments and you click on their YouTube and it's like, oh, I posted 3 weeks ago. After that, before that, it was like 2 months. Like, damn, you're not focused. You're not remaining consistent. So how do you stay focused? You know, a lot of times we got drugs, well, especially with males, pornography. We're distracted by we want to get like want to smash so many chicks.
Because that's the cool thing.
That's the cool thing.
That's the masculine
fucking
thing
girls like and that seems as masculine.
In the hood.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember like growing up, like man, you smash this chick, you get this chick, like, and I remember I was just like, why am I even around these niggas? Like why? Like I don't give a fuck about none of this stuff. Right. I could pull a chick like that, snapping my fingers. I can have any woman in the world. That's my mentality. But it's just like, why do I care about smashing so many chicks? When I could just have one chick and be like, all right, I'm cool with that. You know, a woman I can really support or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Just like, we're so filled with distractions. So how do you stay focused, man?
For me, to stay focused, man, is really understanding, first of all, to tie in with the emotional, you know, you are not your thoughts. You know, you are not your thoughts. You know, what you want and what you're thinking aren't directly correlated. A majority of the time. Well, it depends on who you are, you know. I know at one point in my life, sometimes even, you know, you might wake up tired, like, oh, man, I just want to sleep or something. You got to get your 7 hours in, you know. Some rest would be nice. But who I am is the entrepreneur, the go-getter, the guy who's going to start this business, the guy who's going to change the world by changing so many lives by, you know, getting up and producing and creating the stuff that I have to produce, you know. So understanding that separation, you know, you are not your thoughts. And then understanding, you know, there's a whole world out there, man. It's a crazy world that we live in. There's a lot going on. And understanding that you are not the world, you know. The world's got a lot of stuff going on, but you don't have to be a part of all of that. You can just do you, you know. And understanding, yeah, just that separation, man. You got to be a separation between you and the world. I think it's like in the Bible. I think it says something about you can't be a person of the world, because it's like, you know, God and it's like devils out there. The evil, the world is evil and stuff. And I mean, I'm not really a religious guy. I came up from religious background, but I get the context of it because there's a lot of things out there to distract you, to knock you off your focus, to get you involved in it, drugs, whatever it is, and that's just you getting sucked into the world, and you're just a cog in the machine. Versus you don't have to be a part of the world. I mean, to some degree you do, but you don't have to do what a majority of the people are doing. Majority of people are crazy, man. Majority of people are in the world. They're of the world. They are the world.
Man, they are the world. Yes.
You don't have to be you don't have to be the world. You can just be you. And to stay focused, man, is really another thing. Is just meditation, man. Really, just sit down by yourself with your thoughts for a good 10 minutes. I mean, if you're really distracted type of person, you're really going to have to sit down and do this a lot. It gets easier at first, or it gets easier the more you do it. But at first, it's going to be hard, because you're probably going to be in the world. You're going to be on social media. There's a movie playing. Your girl's talking. The people outside want to fight. So go somewhere, sit down, and just, you got to let all these thoughts that are in your head, they're going to run their course. And, you might be like, man, when this person said this, and your mind's just running all these little monkey mind thoughts in your head, and it's gonna be some deep stuff down in there. It's gonna be like emotional trauma because you got picked on, or they didn't pick you at the basketball game at recess or whatever, and you're gonna have to go through and filter all those thoughts and be like, well, and kind of release the attachment from it, and once you can kind of clear out all those thoughts and you're not thinking anything, you just kind of like, oh, there's no thoughts. Now you're in a good state to go ahead and create and to focus on one thing, or to focus on the things that you want to focus on, rather than, I don't know, just an example, like, oh, I'm going to start a group workout, and then you start thinking in your head, man, what if nobody shows up? What if I don't know what I'm doing? And if you can kind of sit down, meditate, get all those thoughts out of your head, you're going to be in a clear, focused state to go out there and be like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to do the group workout. Okay, this is what we're going to do. You're not going to be thinking, oh, if it doesn't work, you're not going to think all that. You're not going to have all these extra thoughts running through your head. So that's a good grip on, that's how I would stay focused, man, is to focus on you, clear those thoughts out of your head. You're not the world. You can just be you. And once you can find that wholeness, you can tie in that divine masculine energy, and the world is yours, man.
Yeah, pretty solid right there.
Boom.
And personally, I've cultivated an environment over the last 2 years where it just helps me stay focused. So what I've done is I've installed a whiteboard in my room where I write up all my goals and things I have to do. The biggest things, just right on that board. I wake up, I see that board immediately. I know what I have to do or what I have to get done. It reminds me of what my focus is. I also have another section of the whiteboard of things that I would like to start doing, so I can start to incorporate those things a little bit into my day. Also, I live by my calendar pretty heavily. As you can see, like, if we open up my calendar, I have basically time slots just like allocated to just activities that I know always have to happen, like, Sundays, I got my mastermind meeting with my crew and everything else, and even a create weekly schedule, I put that on my calendar. Mondays, Tuesdays, everything I have day to day, there's something I know what I'm doing all the time. So I can plan this ahead of time, so I know how to just stick to my goals subconsciously, because I know I'm going to check my calendar, I'm going to see what I have to do or what I planned that I should be doing, and I just go and do those things. And so we will have distractions come up through our life, so I've just created my environment to help push me away from the distraction when it happens. So like we have weekly accountability meetings, and in the Discord group that we started, where I put my goals weekly in the chat. So now I see the chat every single week or every day. I can check it and see what I put as my goal and ask myself, did I achieve it? And I can start to move back towards it if I'm falling off. So like my environment, I made work for me instead of just letting my environment kind of fall wherever it is into the world.
Yeah, right. That's huge, man, because just take like average Joe compared to like Tyler. Two people in the same bar, okay? Average Joe, he goes out to the bar, he's thinking, he's feeling, maybe he wants some company, so he goes out to the bar. Maybe he's got the wrong masculine energy, so he's really charged up. Somebody spills his drink. Some guy bumps into him and spills his drink. So now the other guy's like, I don't know, like a Trump supporter or something. Something crazy. So now it's political thoughts that are a part of the world. It's not him. It's just something that he's attached himself to because, as human beings, we have that herd mentality. And you want to attach yourself to something. So you attach yourself to liberal. I'm not a Trump supporter. This guy's a Trump supporter. So that means, and now I'm in this environment of a bar and there's girls who I want to impress. So now that means I'm going to knock him out. So, boom, you knock him out, and now, you hit him really hard and you killed him or something crazy, and now you go to jail for the rest of your life. Okay, now Tyler, he's got his plan. He wants to go out to take a break from his. He's also enjoying. He just wants to enjoy his friends and have a good time. He's not trying to impress anybody at the club. He's not trying to show off. He doesn't have any political agendas because he's not attached to that. He's got his whiteboard. And he's thinking about that when he's at the bar, and he's thinking, man, what time can I go home or something? He's focused on that stuff. So the guy bumps into him, spills a drink. All right, it's not really a big problem. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about my whiteboard and stuff I got. If I get into a fight with this guy and I knock him out, I might not be able to do that stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, that's facts.
So what Tyler just hit on is huge, man. Cultivate an environment, man. Cultivate your own environment, and in that environment, you can focus on what you want to focus on rather than being in an environment, being in the political, being in the I need to impress people. I need to this guy spilled my drink. Now I need to fight, and being a part of the world. Create your own environment. So that's huge. That's huge there.
Yeah, and that's what I do. I create my own space. Like every room I go to, there's something that could be used to help grow and create and really sharpen my skills. Go to Three Season Porch, you got parallettes, you got ankle weights, you got these little punching weights that I use to punch faster and then to work on mobility. Go in the kitchen. Right outside my little kitchen is like my gym shoes. Oh, go outside, open my gym door, my garage, right? And then I have like my room set up like an office. But except my baby now is taking over my shit. But it's set up like an office still. And so what I used to do when I was distracted was when I used to play video games a lot, I was always cleaning my PlayStation 4 off. Always cleaning it off down to a T. Setting up my video games like, I can't wait to play this. Now I don't give a damn about all that. I just kind of like, it's right there. Cool. My computer is always dust off. My PlayStation, I'm just like, whatever. You might be like, he got some dick cheeks, man. His PlayStation ain't clean. Nah, I don't give a damn about PlayStation because that's not going to make me money. The person that already manufactured, created that, they made the money.
That's the world, man.
Yeah, like,
world.
I'm straight.
They created something, put it into the world to distract you. Money.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make my own legacy. So, that's the way my room, my whole space is always set up. And then I journal on my workouts, which I used to do it a lot. Then I fell off, and I did it again. I fell off, but now I'm being consistent, and it helps me to keep track of all my goals. I'm a type of guy I gotta have my paper and my pen. Always gotta write my shit down, and so I do that now. Always have my water next to me. It just keeps me focused because I have that same thing. When I used to go out, back when I was like 24 or 25, I remember when I was studying to become a physician. I was going to try to become a cardiologist that specialized in osteopathic medicine. And so I remember I used to go out with my cousin Marcus, who was on the podcast before. And he would tell you, I would have I think his boy called me one day. I was reading some science stuff. I was in the club, and I was like, I'm going to read this real quick. And my mind, I was in the club, legit. I think it was Mojos.
If we weren't divine masculine energy, most people be like, that's some corny shit, bro.
Yeah, shit. Hey, but at least my shit ain't backed up.
Right.
And I can actually do a push-up and a pull-up, no problem.
And a handstand.
Yeah, and a handstand. How many people in the world know?
Right,
I ain't gonna do that.
Continue.
But yeah, so, like Tyler, what he said, man, cultivate your environment. You got to create the space for success. Distractions, like he said, it's always going to be around you, man. Shit. Distractions are always hell, man. I love my girl, but she be distracting me.
But what about your studying, man?
My studying?
You're studying at Mojo's. I want to hear the rest of the story.
Oh, I just was legit, he was next to me like, bro, what are you doing? I was like, bro, nothing, man. He was like, bro, are you really studying in here? I'm like, yeah, bro. And he was like, what the fuck? Turn that shit off. I'm like, nah. My boy Omega, who lives in Oakland, by the way, shout out to OG, he would tell you the same thing. I was always that same way. Right when I got focused, when I was like 22, 23, I was like, reading like 8, 9 books just within a year, just like different
Paper
books.
too.
Like, yeah, paper
this
books.
guy's room, he's got paper books.
Yeah, I used to read all the time, do all this crazy shit, and now who I am now. But yeah, just create the space, man. Create the space. Minimize distractions as much as possible. That's my biggest thing, is minimize the distractions. You can't eliminate them, but you can minimize them, because distractions are all around us, family, friends, whatever, even your kids. But minimize distractions as much as possible, and always envision what you want, man. That's what really, my girl showed me a video of this house, beautiful home. She's like, man, I want a home like that. And here I am, like, I was laying down for a sec, get your ass up and go work. So I did my shit. And it's just like, when you see that stuff, you start to vision, like, I want to create that for my family. Let me go to work. You know what I'm saying?
What you can see with all these guys, man, with all of us, is you distract yourself with what you want.
Man, you know? I like that.
And it's really not a distraction at that point. It's a focus.
Yeah, you know? Right.
Focus on one thing or a few things. Hold those things at the front of your mind, so that way when the guy cuts you off in traffic, you're like, oh, well, I'm not gonna make a big deal about this. I got a YouTube video to edit.
Yeah, you know, you don't think about shit. Yeah.
If I go to fight and go to jail, I won't be able to edit my videos.
Edit my videos, and then my son's gonna have a lack of his father, and I'm like, nah. Like, you just think about. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know we gotta end it soon, but like, it does. You know what I'm saying? Man. It really does, man. So it's just like, you gotta control your emotions as much as possible, and that's why I tell my brother, man, he be riding out with a seatbelt. I'm like, do you value yourself? Like, do you you gotta realize you're a prize. If you get in an accident or anything happens, your career is done. Mm-hmm. You're done, bro. And it's just like, treat your life like a prize. Don't get caught up in stupid shit. Drive with your seatbelt on. Just take care of yourself. You see LeBron James, that nigga spends like, what, $1 million a year?
On coaches and nutrition.
And it's just crazy. And there's a reason why he's still, he's like 38. And he's still playing at a high level.
Number one player.
Yeah, so it's just like, dude, you got to treat yourself.
Never injured.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Injuries, man. He's never really injured. So yeah, minimize those distractions, man. Cultivate the environment, a perfect environment for your success. Journal, take notes, envision what you want. And, you know, accept your feelings for the divine masculine to arrive. So, yeah, guys. Anything else you guys want to add, man?
I think a quote, man. I think his name is Wayne Dwyer. Wayne Dwyer. I don't know if I'm saying that right or what. But I think it goes something like, when you change what you look at changes, or something like that. Because I imagine, you know, if you were to change what you look at, you know, what you look at would change. Or when you change how you view things, what you look at changes, you know. Like for you, you know, calisthenics is on your mind. You walk into your room, you're looking, oh, these are ankle weights, these are this, parallettes, handstands. You know, if it was someone else to walk into your room, they might look, oh, look, the PS4 is dirty. They wouldn't notice all this other stuff because they're focused on. They're not focused on that. They're focused on other stuff. So really, just hold that focus on the front of your mind, man. That is you. You know, you gotta embody it and become it. And you'll see it everywhere you go.
I want to say this.
You drive that car. You go to the car and you buy a new car, and you driving in a car. Now you start to see all these same cars.
Yeah, you do. Know? That is true. That is very true.
Perspective, man. And tied in with the focus. It's all there. It's all connected, man.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Just the Instagram, power of Instagram. That's why I do like Instagram. It's because you legit can follow hashtags.
Yeah, my feed is motivation.
Yeah, motivation. That's what I love about Instagram. I'm like, and I see some girl with a fat old ass pop up. I'm like, I look. I'm not interested. You click the little 3-dot thing. Not interested. Or you want to see shit pop up no more. And then I saw this guy who's I think he's the strongest guy on Instagram by far. This guy's incredibly strong. I was like, damn, I got to change my workouts up. So it just, you know, that's what I love about Instagram. Because you can follow those hashtags and you can kind of be like follow create the kind of the space that you want.
And the big booty chicks, I mean, hey, man, if you're a fashion designer, if you're going to make clothes for these big booty girls to wear, hey, fill up your feed with all this stuff.
Fill it up, but just realize she for the streets.
Yeah, man, if you're not...
She for the streets.
It's not.
Don't
for
wipe
you,
her up. She
It's
for
not
the
for you,
streets.
bro.
If her ass to waist ratio is crazy, she for the streets.
If
I'm
it's not,
telling you.
if it's not your focus, man. If that's not your focus, then you gotta unfollow, bro.
Follow her.
She's
ass.
not for you, man.
She's not.
Just keep your peace, King.
Yeah.
Whatever they be saying.
Keep your peace, yeah. And like we had said earlier, you had went in the bars and you were studying. What I did back when people were trying to invite me out and I wasn't going out for a while, and it became a distraction to not go out because I'm like, y'all just keep hitting me up like crazy, you know. So I started to go out and I'd airdrop my business website to all these people, and I would just start having free marketing, like just like boom, airdrop, boom, 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 and all these people would accept it. And then there's my T-shirt, that's my website, that's my course, that's everything that's like just getting airdropped to these people. And I'd also just start conversations and just let people know, hey, yeah, the shirt I'm wearing, that's actually my brand, da-da-da-da-da. Airdrop.
I do the same thing, too, at TSA. When I used to pass out, can you subscribe to my YouTube channel? I used to have cards, and I just passed it to the passengers.
Right.
And then the manager, supervisor got mad. You can't do that. I'm like, okay, I stopped for like a week. And I went back to doing that shit because I refuse to work for TSA.
Right, man. Yeah, I do the same thing, man. You know, it's just you get somewhere and you're bored and you're like, man, you're questioning life. Like, why am I here with these people? Why am I at this bar? You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to pull my phone out and start making content or something.
Yeah,
something for the
shit.
business, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
It's always those little steps that matters, man. Just keep making those small steps no matter what size they are. Literally, like, just keep making steps towards your goals. So, yeah, guys, this is a fantastic podcast.
That's great.
I hope you guys took something from it. I know you guys did. I know sometimes I'll be everywhere, but just bear with me because I'm going to link it all back to one, baby. So, your cups have been filled. Ours has been emptied, and we gave it to you. So, with all that said, I'm going to go ahead and leave out.
It's your boy, William O. Taylor, CEO of New Wave Coaching. Be the wave of change, guys. Go out there into the world and be the wave of change. Make sure you like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
And I'm out, man.
Yeah, Tyler Wellness here, helping open-minded individuals learn that they can turn their talent and skills to income in the Talent Income Academy. Again, don't forget to, if you got anything from this, let us know on our Instagram, either the Fill Your Cup Instagram or our individual ones. And we're looking forward to hearing from you guys. Out.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Spence Crosby, a.k.a. You already know what I'm bringing, baby. I'll holla at y'all till next time. Peace. And that's shade.